We often hear that comparing ourselves to others can steal our joy, and yet we can't help but wonder if we've got enough to really be happy. If I have this, I'll be happy. If I have that, I'll be set. But when do we draw the line and say it's enough? Growing up in an Asian American business family, one of my earliest memories is traveling to Vietnam at the age of 6. There, I remember seeing poverty distinctly, kids my age with far less food, fewer clothes, no toys. But despite this, they were happy, kind, and free. Their sense of enough was different, yet they felt it was sufficient. So reflecting back here, I see that enough is deeply personal. It's not absolute. It's partially shaped by our own circumstances, upbringings, and perceptions. In this video, I thought it'd be interesting to share the earnings of Americans at different stages of life based on the Federal Reserve Survey of Consumer Finances. We'll break it down by percentiles and age brackets to give you a complete picture, and some of the socioeconomic challenges. Plus, we'll talk about the key thing that often makes one family wealthier than another. Remember, take these numbers with objectivity. Let's go. And quickly, the Federal Reserve Survey of Consumer Finances, or SCF for short, is updated triennially, which provides a snapshot of American families' financial situation, capturing data from balance sheets to income statements. It's a window into the economic standing and trends in personal finance and wealth distribution across America. The study uses one representative, a reference person, from each family, usually the person with the highest household earner or decision maker in the family, to reflect its financial health, simplifying the study and making comparisons more straightforward. The latest study was published in 2023, and it was particularly interesting. The survey was conducted amidst COVID-19 post-pandemic economic impact, including increased unemployment benefits, food stamps, and a rise in dependent care support. Now, despite inflation, median and mean incomes surprisingly rose by 20 to 33% respectively. But these figures can be deceptive. Remember, the mean income, while a useful indicator, can be skewed by a few high earners, whereas the median offers a clearer view of what the typical household earns. And with the latest SCF data, we find an uneven wealth distribution, with the top earners pulling up the average, often overshadowing the economic reality of most. Now, let's take a closer look at the average and median net income across different age brackets and see how these numbers tell a story of their own. Now, as we unpack these income numbers, it's essential to look at them through the lens of a broader socioeconomic trend that shapes the financial realities of different age groups. For the under 35 crowd, the average income clocks in at over $80,000, with a median at over $60,000. This demographic is not only navigating the early stages of their career, but also the evolving gig economy, often supplementing traditional income with freelance work. In 2023, over 50% of Americans had a side hustle, which reflects the changing nature of the workforce. The 35 to 45 age bracket sees an average income of $169,000 and a median of over $85,000. This is the peak profession years, often bolstered by advanced degrees, which can have a profound effect on earning capacity. Yet this group is also facing the brunt of rising house costs, particularly in urban areas where the highest jobs are located, affecting their net financial standing. Those in 45 to 54 experience an average income of over $171,000 and a median of over $91,000. This group is at the height of their earning potential. However, they also have the highest levels of financial responsibility, managing costs from dependents to peak mortgage payments, all the while trying to max out their retirement contributions in preparation for later life. Individuals in 55 to 64 bracket have an average income of over $175,000 and a median of over $81,000. They're often grappling with the dual challenge of supporting children in higher education amidst soaring tuition fees while caring for aging parents, a phenomenon known as the sandwich generation. And for those between 65 to 75, the figure suggests an average of over $140,000 and a median of over $60,000. This group is transitioning into retirement, with income reflecting early withdrawals from retirement savings, which may not fully capture in all these figures. Their financial security is increasingly dependent on the performance of their defined contribution pension plans, if they have a pension plan. Now, if you're interested in learning how much you should save in retirement, then you can check out my video over here. Finally, the 75 and older group sees an average income of over $107,000 and a median of over $49,000, hinting at a reliance on fixed income such as Social Security and drawing down on their retirement savings due to living costs and healthcare costs. The wealth gap here is particularly interesting as the median income suggests that people in this age may be living modestly, while the average income is influenced by the wealthiest seniors that skews it much higher. The mean income might seem surprisingly high, and there's a reason for that. Wealth distribution in the US is highly uneven, with the top 10% holding a vast majority of the nation's wealth. This disparity is caused by millionaires and billionaires whose earnings significantly raise the average. However, if we look at the median income, which gives a truer reflection of the typical American, the numbers are quite different. Looking at these figures can give us a broader picture of the American wealth and income beyond headlines. The Survey of Consumer Finances provides a foundational understanding of the general earnings landscape. To further explore this data, we turn to DQYDJ analysis, which delves into income distribution by age and percentile using the Survey of Consumer Finances data. So, for individuals around 25 years of age, the income distribution is as follows. The 25th percentile starts at about $25,000, with median at 40,000 and the average at 47,000. Those in the 75th percentile earn over 56,000. And here's a few outliers that are already sprinting ahead, with the top 1% earning over 170,000. At the age of 35, with a decade of work experience, the 25th percentile rises to 30,000, the median to 53,000, and the average climbs to over 70,000. Those at the 75th percentile are comfortably making over 85,000, but the top 1% are now striking over $420,000, a figure that might seem distant to many of us. By age 45, many individuals hit their career stride. The 25th percentile income is over 32,000, and the median grows to 55,000. The average earner takes over 81,000, with those in the 75th percentile earning over 95,000. However, the top 1% is on another level, with income soaring above over $600,000. Reaching the age of 55, where many are at the peak of their careers, the 25th percentile brings in over 33,000. The median grows to over 61,000, and the average is at over 83,000. The 75th percentile breaks into six figures at over 101,000, while the top 1% earns over $453,000. Now, as we approach age 65 in the pre-retirement phase, the 25th percentile sees an income of over 35,000 with a mean of over 60,000. The average income is about 81,000, and those in the 75th percentile are making over 100,000. Yet, the 1% boasts over 432,000. Now, it's important to realize inequality as we digest these figures. The significant variance between median and top 1% income illustrates the vast economic divide. The 1% often includes individuals with executive roles, successful entrepreneurs, those with substantial investments over time. Their financial growth is typically more accelerated than the average earner due to a combination of factors, including their access to higher risk investment opportunities that can lead to greater returns, their ability to leverage wealth to create more wealth, and sometimes just pure luck. Which brings me to my next point. Have you ever wondered what sets wealthy families apart from the rest? A significant factor is business ownership. Data from the Federal Reserve Survey of Consumer Finances show that families with businesses don't just earn what they bring in monthly. Their wealth is also tied to the growing value of their businesses, their assets. In 2020, an unprecedented 20% of families owned a business, and it wasn't just the wealthy. Ownership spiked across both the lower and upper halves in the income spectrum, indicating that business ownership is a significant factor in wealth accumulation for many. For instance, picture two families in 2022, one with a business and one without. The non-business owner averaged a net worth of over $570,000, but those even running the smallest businesses or business ventures without any employees have a mean net worth close to $1.1 million. Now, if you scale that business up to a handful of employees, their net worth jumps to over $1.6 million. And those with more than 5 employees, we're talking an average net worth of over $4 million. Now, income tells a similar story. Families with business assets typically earn over $105,000, while those with non-employer businesses average over $173,000. And for families operating businesses with a staff of more than 5, the average income skyrockets to over $600,000. However, it's important to note that even small business owners often face more volatility in their earnings compared to salary workers over a period of time. Now remember, in managing money, striking a balance is key. While there's a limit to cost cutting, the real game changer is boosting your income. Developing the skills to earn more money and thinking about businesses can be a way to significantly build your wealth. Now, wealth isn't just about numbers. It's about how we use what we have to craft the life we desire. Morgan Housel puts it best for me, defining wealth as waking up and saying, I have the ability to do whatever, whenever I want. So if we ask ourselves, does my financial strategy support the life I envision for myself and my family? Let me know your thoughts and leave a comment box in the below. Friends, thanks so much for watching. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe for more content like this. If you're interested, then you can check out my next video on 7 stages of wealth here. See you in the next one.